Okay, and Helldivers, we are back and we have got loads to go over today as we are now finally re-venturing into the Gloom mid-major order. We have a minor order that's come into play, and this one is going to take us into a very high resistance of Fori Prime. We're going to dive into the information we've got happening there, as well as some really weird things that we may have noticed coming from the Reddit. That being said, though, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button, subscribe with post notifications turned on, it'd be greatly appreciated, and make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, Instant Gaming, the platform where you can get your video games cheaper for PC and console with the best deals, offers, promotions, and discounts, all running up to 70% off. Links in the description, so no brainer. And if you want to get involved with our giveaway, head down into the comment section and put in any sort of bug emoji. It'll enter you in and we'll announce that in the next few days. With that being said, let's dive into the game and see what it is that's happening right now inside of Helldivers 2. So starting off, we have got a quick recap for the major order. We have got 3 days remaining, and watching this thing is like watching paint dry. We are very close to taking out the 20 million Shriekers, sitting at a current 89.5%. The Impalers are now at a 41%, and that's a massive shoot up thanks to a dispatch note we'll get into in a moment, although Leviathans right now are still sitting at a minuscule 10%. Kind of concerning overall, but we are not going to give a toss about those Leviathans as of right now, as we have received an array of dispatch notes coming from Super Earth High Command. This first one right here states, in support of the ongoing public relations campaign, High Command has ordered a short-term expedition to Fori Prime within the outskirts of the Gloom to exterminate 5 million Spore Burst Warriors using the Stalwart. This operational augmentation to the public relations campaign could further boost citizen morale in yet unforeseen heights. And as we can see right here on the side of the map, it is taking us over to Fori Prime. We have to take out 5 million Fori Prime Burst Warriors, and this is going to be with the Stalwart on its own. So make sure that you have that thing equipped. They've also, as you can tell by the dispatch notes, given us the Stalwart stratagem temporarily for all Helldivers. This minor order is for 2 days and 6 hours remaining. It obviously was active a little bit before that, but you guys have now got the opportunity to head back into the Gloom. At nearly 50% completed, though, I'd say we'll probably have this one done by the end of the day, if not by the end of tomorrow. So it is looking very, very enticing indeed. But what this also means is that while we're there, we can also complete the Impalers and the Shriekers, meaning the only problem for the next 2 days will be the Factory Striders and the Leviathans. Yes, we're likely to still fail this, mainly because of the Leviathans alone. But with all of the things going on right now, entering into the Gloom, having the Impalers that have now significantly been increased on Fori Prime, and having these little minor updates via minor orders, it means that we could potentially have a bit of a rampant move on our works. And there is still some hope that the Leviathans could be completed. They would just have to deplete it down to 1 million, and then maybe, just maybe, people might be able to get it done. I'll be very, very surprised if we do, but there's still opportunity for it, that's for sure. Overall, though, the Galactic War map is looking quite spicy, and I'm really intrigued as to what it is that's going on. I can't imagine that we'll find many other people on the game other than those that are on the Chlorel planet right now for the Incineration Core, or those wanting to dive on in to Fori Prime and venture into the Gloom, which is quite a good time. It's pretty crazy right now because there are so many Impalers, it's disgusting, but it is quite good fun for sure. So make sure you go ahead and give that one a quick check out. For those of you guys who are wondering, though, your personal orders to successfully extract with 5 rare samples, which should be very, very easily done. And if we take a quick look at your superstore right now, for the next 24 hours, we still have the Hell-Bent armor set alongside the Combat Hatchet. A very, very good set, and something that you definitely want to get your hands on. The Combat Hatchet is quite good fun, especially if you're into that melee movement. Nonetheless, so we have got some other stuff to take a look at coming from the Reddit right now, as there's been some interesting conversations. This first one is with regards to the major order itself. It states right here that my theory is that the current MO is Arrowhead's attempt to gather data to tweak some spawn rates. Now, whether this is true or not is obviously all speculation, but it did get me thinking that when they do these major orders, they are genuinely data collecting. And via data collection, it kind of shows exactly what it is people enjoy, what they don't enjoy, what things are actually actually being fought against and how it's genuinely operating. And if we take a look at the list of things that are on here, they are all of the somewhat annoying factors inside of the game, including shriekers, impalers, factory striders, flesh mobs, and leviathans. This could be just a giant data collection point. Now, if we combat against that, it genuinely does not make a massive amount of sense, mainly because they do have the statistics of everything in-game anyway. The data is already being collected when you actually just play the game overall. All they would have to do really is move around the major order and have one of the major orders on the automatons, the next one on the bugs, and then the next one on the illuminates, which we have cycled through every single time anyway. So I'd like to say that it's not likely that that's why this is actually in play. I'm not too sure they're overly bothered about the data of spawn rates when it comes to that factor, but it has been a very interesting time over this last week. With just a matter of a few days left, though, it'll be interesting to see how that one actually plays out. And something that I was very, very baffled by, and it actually blew my mind, and now I can't unsee it, but it states right here that I just realized that the Eye of Freedom cape is not Meridia, but half of the Helldivers skull logo. Now, I am absolutely blown away because I actually thought the black circle in the middle was to celebrate the Meridia black hole, and that's what it was for. But actually, this is an anniversary flag. This was for the 1-year anniversary, and when we take a look at it, it's just a skull. It's the bottom right corner of the Helldivers 2 logo. Now, if I have to see that, then you have to see that. And now that I can't unsee that, you can't unsee that. Although it does look a lot cooler now that I know that that's exactly what that is. And via this Reddit post here, I have a question for all Helldivers out there, because I actually completely forgot that this is how it's meant to be taken out. It says right here, when was the last time you disabled one of these via a terminal input? I completely forgot that you could even do that. I just generally blow the bloody thing up every single time. 9 times out of 10, not even from a short distance. So I can't even remember what it looks like up close. Let me know in the comment section if you guys have been using the terminal or not, or if you just go in with that big boom and cause the damage that we all should be doing as Helldivers. But we're going to be diving into your top comments right now, as you guys had a lot to go over in the last video, as we were speaking about Sham Georgiani and the comments that he made about the game as far as its viability in patchworking, and with some armor changes coming soon at some stage at least. If you haven't checked it out, you need to, because Shams went into some decent detail with what's going on with that one. But this first comment right here is coming from Corvia, stating, am I the only one who never really had an issue with the cannon on the factory striders? The chin guns, on the other hand, those always seem to wreck me. Now, you are not alone with that one. 9 times out of 10, I'll take the cannon out on the top first, but if I do forget to do so, it generally has quite a bad targeting system and misses you quite a lot. Although the under the chin weaponry is an absolute nightmare, and it will drill me down the moment I see a factory strider. I don't know about you, I know they should be strong, but I feel like it is a little bit over the top. If you ever get a little bit too close to it, you are dead within 0.5 seconds. Let me know your opinion on the factory striders under chin weaponry in the comment section below. This next one right here states, Gun being the new city name is a typical Helldivers 2 shenanigans. Indeed, yeah, it actually is. I genuinely was shocked that they actually allowed it. I was half expecting us to vote for it, and then a quote-unquote managed democracy choice was made and it was named something else. But no, there genuinely is a place now called Gun on Super Earth. Whether we eventually fight there or not anytime soon is yet to be seen. There's only ever been one attack on Super Earth as far as us being able to play over there, so I can't imagine it's going to be happening anytime soon. And finally, this one states right here, with a Force of Law emotes added, extended emote wheel is a must. Now, 100%. The Force of Law emotes are very, very interesting ones. They are just pretty standards, stop, move, so on and so forth. But it does imply that you are going to use 3 out of your 4 on the emote wheel for that one. For me personally, that's a bit of a nightmare, and it doesn't really work correctly, mainly because if you are utilizing those, you don't have to use any of the fun ones. You have to pick between all of those other emotes to just pick one for the final list. It does surprise me that they haven't added an extended emote wheel, and I don't really know why they haven't at this point. I'm going to be asking the developers once they are back off holiday if that's something that they're looking into. Hopefully we get an answer, but yeah, unfortunately that's all we got time for today. Guys, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button, subscribe with post notifications turned on. Thank you so much again for watching. I appreciate all of your faces, but as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.